static temperature. But some MPs may gently or otherwise point out to Mr. Knott today this little matter of the Defence White Paper. Australian Labour's Defence spokesman John Silkin demanding...
Where's my hook? Where's it been put? I can't find my French anywhere. It was on the table last night.
Don't bother your father. You know he's in cabinet this afternoon.
You shouldn't do my French unless you tell me where you're putting it.
Don't worry, you found it now.
Will today get a Commons hearing for a measure to force them...
I'll walk you both to the corner. Daddy's car will be here in a moment.
Will today, in theory, be spared as MPs turn their attentions to other matters.
Come on, Henry.
Bye-bye. Good. Work hard. Don't damage anyone with those hockey sticks. Ups.
They'll have expected a car, Billy, so you go on the train. Always safer on the train. Sloane Square to Baker Street, then Bakerloo to Watford.
Yes. Yes, I quite understand your feelings, Prime Minister. Your feelings are shared by all of us.
Don't speak to any bugger that you can help. Don't show them your voice.
I can only repeat that information is very sparse at this stage. I'll be with you in 15 minutes, Prime Minister. Assistant Commissioner Crime, please.
It's 35 minutes from Baker Street to Watford.
Why Danby? Why the Minister for Social Security? Last job's the green light. Number 2 in Belfast up to 7 months ago. Should have had personal protection, but he turned it down. Refused it. Was responsible for Long Kesh. He'll be the provost, and Long Kesh will be the reason why they take him out. They'd like to keep something like this in a pretty small circle. They'd like to get him home as soon as possible, quick as they can. I've got all the men I can muster at airports, Heathrow, tube stations.
Thank you, Jimmy.
They might have got round to staking the end of the line, and it'll be a raincoat thereafter. Ditch it, and ditch the AK in the gents' toilet on the platform. Wipe it, Billy. Wipe it hard. The serial number's gone. Just get rid of it. If you have to walk past the coppers, then walk like you belong. They won't have a description that matters. Walk straight past them.
PM's out for a few moments. He won't be long. Home Secretary and Defence are in there. Also the GOC Northern Ireland. Came over last night, routine. PM thought I ought to rope him in. Well, Dampy's background has to be the IRA, doesn't it?
Right out of the blue. Damn nice chap, Danby was.
You were saying to me only last night, as I recall, Jocelyn, that at last we were on top of them, beginning to hurt them.
I said something like that, which goes to show the imprudence of voicing one's opinion on provisional IRA capabilities, particularly if it's to be quoted back at one.
PM's taken it badly. Very shaken, very bitter. Have any news for us, Commissioner?
Nothing that won't wait for the PM. Which means I regret nothing of substance.
May I have your attention, please? This announcement is for all passengers travelling to Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland.
Do you have a ticket in the name of Clark to Amsterdam?
Just one moment. Passengers are advised that owing to operational reasons, all flights to Belfast, Dublin, Cork and Shannon are subject to an indefinite delay.
Is it on time?
It's only the Irish flights that are delayed, Mr. Clark.
KL640 naar Dublin. Passagiers worden verzocht naar uitgang nummer 2 te gaan. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines flight KL640 to Dublin. Would all passengers travelling on this flight please go now to gate number 2.
Hello? BBC Belfast?
Listen carefully. An active service unit of the Provisional IRA carried out a court-martial execution order on Henry Danby, formerly responsible for the Long Kesh concentration camp. A further statement will follow later.
Now, I suppose it becomes a matter of time and thorough police work.
Their claims in early, which usually means they think their team is safe from us.
He's going back to Belfast. We'll get him. It's a village there. It may not be fast, but at some stage we shall hear something.
I don't think the PM is interested in a question of time, or it may not be fast. The PM wants action, and my ministry, the Ministry of Defence, wants a response. I understand this, General. A friend, a colleague, has been shot down in the streets of London. That can't be tolerated. I want that city turned over.
That's not the way we do things these days. House searches and dawn lifts of suspects were the old way. And counterproductive.
The Prime Minister requires action. You heard it as clearly as I did.
There has been action, gentlemen. Plenty of it. A lavatory cleaner at a far-out tube station has found a raincoat and an AK-47. The station's on a direct route to Heathrow by bus. The coat's the right color. At Heathrow, we did a description of the ticket and check-in girls. There was one that fitted and flew to Amsterdam. There was a Dublin connection out of Amsterdam 2 hours ago.
And the flying time?
1 hour and 35 minutes. We've asked Dublin to hold all passengers in baggage reclaim. They tell us that anyone with hand baggage only could have gone through before they had our request.
We've missed the bastard.
We shall want your people to show us some action, General.
Hello, Billy. How's about you? Okay, Billy. Okay. I thought they'd rest you here in the south for a bit.
Back home, they said. A few nights holed up, then back home to the woman and kids like nothing's happened. That's what they said.
Back in the old country, Billy. You're an important boy, Billy. Red carpet's out for you. You're in the Murph tonight, White Rock tomorrow, Andytown after that. They're treating you like a bloody jewel. You came through Amsterdam, right? I'm not having that in the car. I'm not having that with us when we reach a block.
Evening, Howard. Oh, don't stand up, for God's sake. All out?
Out and listening, Chief Constable, and not hearing anything that matters. There's nothing on the confidential phone. I had hopes there. And if you'll excuse me, sir, the Army's wasting their bloody time. When we're back to house searches and random pickups, then that's a victory of a sort for the other side.
You're right. Intelligence scores, not foot soldiers on the pavements.
Anything, Mike?
Just a year's community relations gone up in smoke.
They write everything down, these soldiers. Every damn thing. Have you seen this? West Belfast in full-scale riot. And the log reports the calling out of the bomb squad for a suspect package in the Dublin Road. An Amsterdam duty-free bag and a bottle of scotch. Let's hope they didn't blow it.
He's back. Back out there. Back in his bloody ghetto.
Welcome home, Billy. And it was well done. It was good. We've hurt them, and there's their pain for us all to see. And we're going to keep you safe, Billy, because every day they look for you and don't find you, we hurt them some more. On your way, Billy. It was well done.
The Prime Minister has instructed me to put a man in there with nothing to think about but Danby's assassin.
To put an agent into the Falls Road is to give him a death sentence. Does the Prime Minister understand that? The place is quite tribal. They know who belongs and who doesn't.
And the ministry is to find the man and put him in on the ground.
It's dangerous, and it's an irrelevance.
No course of action that might bring the murderer of a member of this government to justice is an irrelevance. The PM is insisting...
And handled by my people?
Handled by London, since Belfast is so dismissive of the PM's wishes. I hope you have a good flight, General.
He's on final approach. I brought the file on him.
Oh, give me a digest. I can't read in this bloody light.
His name is Brown. Harry James. Rank captain. Age 34. Born Portadown, Northern Ireland.
We'll be landing in 5 minutes, sir.
Service UK, Catterick, Plymouth, Tidworth, MOD. Service overseas, Cyprus, Borneo, Aden, Oman, Berlin. Mentioned in dispatches, MC.
What's the military cross citation?
Oman. He lived for 3 months as a native in the Arab quarter there, supplying information about terrorist operations. As a result, important arrests were made. Constant risk of certain torture and death if discovered.
That's the lad we want.
And a nervous breakdown for his pains.
Well, that's history now. There's a place out in the country we're going to, about an hour's run.
Nobody's actually told me what all this is about yet.
Well, that'll keep better until the morning.
Bit formidable, isn't it? Ministry picked it up a few years ago. Delusions of grandeur. Used to be a convent school till they ran out of money. Kids all died of pneumonia, more likely. Hey, you'll be wondering why you're here. Come on in, find out.
My wife doesn't know where I am. I didn't have time to call her before the flight. Could I possibly phone her from here?
No, it's not necessary. Someone from Brigade will have told her where you are. Come on in, meet Bannon.
Morning.
You've read the Official Secrets Act, Harry. What you see and hear in this room is covered by that act. We've seen the file on the Oman experience, and we need a man now from outside the normal channels for work in a most sensitive area. Yesterday afternoon, the Prime Minister demanded the staging of this mission. And I should tell you, quite frankly, that it was against the advice of political colleagues and local experts. That advice has not been heeded. Prime Minister wants a man in the Falls of Belfast, in the heart of Provo land. It will be a highly secure operation mounted from London and not from Belfast. The agent will have the express and only task of listening for any word on the identity of the man who killed Henry Danby. Of course, the day-to-day intelligence special branch activities in this direction will continue in Belfast. But our agent will be quite divorced from that. Their infiltration capabilities drastically scaled down, and anyway, they plead that kind of work's too dangerous. I won't minimize the danger, Harry. The IRA shoot the intelligence men they lay their hands on. They torture them, they hood them, and they shoot them. But we've got to have the man who killed Danby.
Well, I'll try it.
There's a high risk, Harry. They got one of ours a few months ago. It wasn't very nice.
I said yes. I'll try it.
Morning, Mrs. Downs. Are your Billy still away?
Oh, hi, he's away with his mommy in the south.
Ma, when's Dad coming home?
The cover can't be thorough. We just have to fit you up as best we can. We can give you an outer skin, but if anyone digs too deep.
I know.
Right. Well, we reckoned on a merchant seaman. Parents dead. Which yours are. Brought up in Portadown, which you were. Roman Catholic, of course. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah. Been away from home a long time, ever since you left school. Which you have been.
Do you know anything about the sea, Harry?
You give me some books, I'll learn.
Better do some digging outside, roughen your hands up.
You've been away from home long enough. You're Irish and you're Catholic. When your community is being ripped apart, it's time to go home.
That'll do. I'll work on it.
Hard, Harry. Work hard at it.
Straight up the stairs into the back bedroom. They don't need to see you, like last night. They don't need to know who you are.
Are they all right?
Wouldn't be here if they weren't, would you? Old man McGargan's fine. His oldest boy's in the cash doing a tenner. 2 others are down south. Just a daughter at home.
5:30?
5:30, I'll pick you up.
Good evening. First, the killing of Henry Danby. Within the last hour, Scotland Yard's anti-terrorist squad have issued this photo-fit picture of the man they want to interview in connection with the murder. The man, now believed by detectives to be in Belfast, is described as being of medium height, slight build, curly brown hair, with a narrow face and what one witness described as pinched cheeks. Scotland Yard have issued the likeness after interviewing scores of people who saw the man.
Who's that?
It's me, Teresa. You're hurting me.
What do you want?
To see you.
For?
They showed your picture on the telly, on the news. It wasn't very like you, but it was you.
Jesus Christ, there's 6 men in this city know I'm here, and you, darling?
There's no tights in this family. You're safe with us. Not much, are they? A couple of bee stings. What are you doing?
Get out, you wee bitch! Go on!
Was it that bad in London? Was it?
Well, if you have to walk, it's straight enough. The Farrell Heath. Right, the Aruba's on your left. Take a left to the Grosvenor Road, right up to the Falls Junction, and straight over into the Springfield. And up past the bloody barracks. That'll get you to Ballymurphy.
If you walk it straight enough, but a Farrell Heath. Right, the Europa's on your left. Take a left at the Grosvenor Road, right up to the Falls Junction. It'll take you to Springfield, past the bloody barracks. That'll get you to Ballymurphy.
Sounds like a recipe for getting lost. Getting all right.
The tapes are fine.
I brought you a list of every important event affecting the Catholic population since 1969. They're walking encyclopedias over there. It was shot we fired at them, they remember. Harry McAvoy, merchant seaman, coming home. He'd know the dates. He'd have kept in touch. Time's running, Harry.
I know.
Right, so try it with your back to the target. So. Quite nice, sir. Shouldn't need to worry over much. I'll do for today. Gentleman's waiting for you. I'll clean up.
Thank you.
Well, I've tried to equip you for this mission as far as my capabilities allow. See, what I can't accurately gauge, Harry, is how you'll soak up the punishment of just existing there, the isolation, the loneliness. See, there'll come a time, Harry, when you want to tell someone about yourself. You know, however obliquely, however much at a tangent. And you'll say now, oh, no, never. In a month or whatever's. But you'll have to watch that.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
There's one other thing, Harry. They're very good over there at locating intruders. You know, it's a small village. If you do notice a tale, hear questions being asked, don't hang about for heroics, Harry. Come straight out.
You're wondering how I do if they pick me up? Well, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know how I'd be. That's the nightmare, isn't it?
Colonel Frost for you, sir. Bad news. London's mounting an undercover operation independent of us, putting their own men in, nothing to do with us.
Don't they know the hazard?
I don't know what they know. I'm afraid it's not our concern.
I've been here 2.5 years. You might think that in 2.5 years running intelligence in Northern Ireland, I've learned a little about agents, insiders. I've done the identifications, the funerals. I know about undercover. You might think that London wouldn't walk over a 2.5 years experience.
I've said I'm afraid it's not our concern.
It will become our concern, sir, when we have to scrape this poor devil's body out of the gutter.
Thank you, George.
Is it clear?
Clear, Billy boy. Safe to go home.
Right, I'll see you.
I'll see you the next time.
I'm back. I'm okay. I'm safe now. It's all right, love.
Where have you been?
Oh, I missed you. I wanted you.
There's always been word before when you've been away. You're a damn stupid bastard.
What's this for?
It's for where you've been. It's for why you've been away. I know. Don't I?
I told you I was at my ma's. I'm home. Isn't that good enough for you?
The paper said it was in front of his wife and his wee ones. It said she tried to cover him from the bullets. The paper said if it took them 5 years, they'd get him. They'd hunt him. Then lock him away for the rest of his nature.
You weren't supposed to know. You didn't have to know.
Half the sodden army after you. What a future. If they shoot you then and write a bloody song about you, just write for Saturday nights when they're pissed, so keep the verses short and the words not too long. You want me to teach the kids the words? That's the future. I'll have to forget it all. Kids will be awake soon. There's a dance on at the club on Saturday night. Mama might come and babysit. Have a few drinks. Forget it ever happened. Will they want you again?
Let's say I'm clean. Without a record. What hurt those pigs in London?
Will they want you again?
You know they'll want me again. Since I was a wee kid.
Make some tea.
Billy home okay?
Aye, okay. I think the London job worried Billy. I think Billy's fretting.
He's a good man, one of the best. We need to keep him safe and working.
Don't you think we should let him lie for a while?
No, best to keep him busy. Keep his mind occupied. Find something for him tomorrow night. Just to let them know we're still here.
How's your ma, Billy?
She's fine.
I thought she was ill.
Aye, well, she's better now.
Hi, looking for lodgings, Falls Road. You know anywhere? Not too pricey, you know.
Well, Mrs. Duncan Del Rosa. She takes people in. She's not dear. I'll drop you there.
Won't hop on there.
Check your face, you pig-ass Mick.
That's it, Mr.
McAvoy.
That's the route, Mr. McAvoy. The bathroom's on the left. It's weekly in advance.
That's grand.
I'm in the middle of teas.
Right, we're done quick enough.
One more for tea, Josephine. Will you help me with the washing up afterwards?
All right, Mrs. Duncan. I am in no hurry to be home tonight.
Killing, yes. It was a premeditated murder. He was an expert.
In this case, did any local people see anything?
Hello?
Another young man was going to be shot to death in a gutter outside their homes.
Hello?
I think your question is, did they identify the gunman to us? The answer is decisively no. No, they did not.
There's enough misery on the streets without bringing it in here.
Morning, Mrs. Duncan. Grand day, so it is.
Breakfast is finished. Are you out today? I don't expect the men to be sitting about the house all day.
I'm away looking for work just now.
Plenty of young lads round here looking for work. What's your trade, Mr. McAvoy?
Merchant Navy. You know, Indian Ocean, South Atlantic, really crummy places. Anything on the news?
Huh? Just the lifts. Just the searches. Looking for the fella that did Danby across the water. But they'll not find him.
Ah, no chance. Well, I'll walk around a bit. Really grand to be back, so it is.
There's not a yard of the falls, Harry, that doesn't have a drop of history. Where we shot one of theirs, where they chopped one of ours. Even the little innocent places have a scrap of history. Opposite the RVH, the hospital, there's a convent school. They shot their first magistrate there, dropping his girls for school. Even a convent, even schoolgirls don't escape history in the falls. One of those girls wrote a poem. I've never forgotten reading it.
Don't cry, Mummy said. They're not real, but Daddy was, and he's not here. Don't be bitter, Mummy said. They've hurt themselves much more, but they can walk and run. Daddy can't. Forgive them and forget, Mummy said. But can Daddy know I do? Smile for Daddy, kiss him well, Mummy said. But can I ever?
I've got a wee package to collect, Harry McElroy. Your driving license, sir? Oh, dead on.
He's been away too long, merchant navy, to know what it's like. Daft, I call it, coming back here when he'd any kind of a job. You'd know he'd been away all right. Hear it every time he opened his mouth. His accent changes every few minutes. Suppose that happens when you go away.
If we'd gone, missus, as we ought to have, we'd never have come back.
No.
When's dinner, Ma? When you get it from the chipper. Lay about.
Hello there. How did it go?
What?
Mrs. Duncan said you were job hunting.
Oh, better luck next time. Any chance of a coffee?
She's up the shops. Come on in the kitchen.
Do you work here full time?
No, I work down the mill on the falls, early shift. Then I come over to help Mrs. Duncan. It's extra money.
Not much for people here just now. Except work. There's not much of that either, this side of town. Do you go out much?
Oh, not your problem. Try and find a fella worth going with.
See, I've been away a long time. I can see it's been bloody awful for people here. I wanted to get back. I don't really think you can be Irish and be away just now.
They sell them to help the men and their families. The men behind the wire. A bit delicate, isn't it? Made in the cash. You wouldn't think a cowardly murdering pig could sew that, would you? Oh, they think we're all pigs, the army. Fenian pigs, they call us.
Does this mean you have a man in the prisons?
Just try not to buy one. It's easier to pay up. When I said it'll be with a fellow who's more future than a tenner in the cash. I'm not one of those little bitches with hot necks that runs after the cowboys.
So what's on offer in the evenings?
We have the Keelers. Not as good as in the Free State. There's dancing, bit of a band, a singer in a bar. Our own hit parade. Men behind the wire. Bloody Sunday, Pro v Birdie. The army come lumping in, the bastards, but they don't stay long.
Bloody army always come busting in.
Most times. They think they'll find the big boys. Usually they walk right past them.
I'd like to come along, so would...
Try Saturday. Ardine Community Club. It's across town. I'll take you.
Yeah, I'd like that.
It's Harry, isn't it?
All right.
Why me? The lady next door said she'd leave it downstairs light on. That'll push the bastards across the street where you can see them. The lad we set it up for got lifted, that's why.
I know exactly how you
feel. I'd have felt peeved myself, George, bloody peeved.
When I see intelligence is put on the need-to-know list as an afterthought, it's intolerable.
You say the PM demanded this fellow should be put in. We've heard nothing. Police never hear anything from London.
No less. To put a special operator in on the ground, quite separate, without informing us.
Ridiculous. You got any leave coming up, George?
Hopefully soon.
Yalan sen gülüyen